What was first just a dream has become a frightening reality for those who may oppose us. Great Mothers, I salute you. Soon we shall all escape this exile thanks to the efforts of Morgan. This is Enoch, captain of my guard. He shall begin the cargo transfer as per my agreement with the Great Mothers.
They have brought a prisoner.
You never spoke of this.
We did not see it.
Well, speak to me of this.
I brought the prisoner. I felt she could be of some use to us.
Mercenaries. Balin Skull, and his apprentice, Shin-Hati.
Then you must be General Balin Skull of the Jedi Order.
I parted ways with the Jedi long ago.
You would not be the first.
The prisoner is Sabine Wren.
Now there's a familiar name. You're quite right. She'd be of great use to us.
What's going on, guys? Bart here with Tully Television, and I want to thank all of you for stopping by, liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, all that beautiful YouTube stuff. I hope that today is the day we earn your subscription. The march to 300 subscribers still continues, where I'll be giving away some comic books and trying to do a watch-along of the movie 300. But today we're going to be getting into Ashoka Episode 6, entitled Far, Far Away. I want to fly first, I want to fly far, far away. Written, of course, by David Filoni, directed by Jennifer Getzinger, and of course, Ashoka is Rosario Dawson. Sabine Wren is played by Natasha Liu Bordizzo. Ray Stevenson is Balin Skull. Ivana Sakhono is Shin-Hati. Diane Lee Insanto is Morgan Elizabeth. The voice of Hugh Young is David Tennant. Lars Mikkelsen as Grand Admiral Thrawn. And Eman Esfandiu as Ezra Bridger. And as you heard, this is it. This is the episode where we get to see physically Grand Admiral Thrawn and Ezra Bridger in live-action Star Wars. Now, I'm definitely going to include a spoiler warning in the title of this video, so in case of those who have yet to watch this episode isn't immediately spoiled just by hearing the cast of who's in this episode. But basically, we open up with Ashoka and Hugh Young in their space whale as they're traveling, and basically they're just talking about how close their encounter was of getting hurt or injured, and that he asks Ashoka if he wants to tell a story just to kill time. She initially didn't want him to. He had asked her what happened in the World of Worlds, and she decided to want to hear his story now, because she wasn't in the mood to talk about what had happened. She's still processing everything. She also made it known that she knows that Sabine had went on her own accord She didn't tell Hera that last episode, so she's a little concerned about where Sabine's mindset is at. And then we pretty much cut to Sabine and being in shackles and her conversation with Balin Skull. This whole episode pretty much follows her and Balin Skull and Morgan Elizabeth in their journey to find Grand Admiral Thrawn, and Sabine is hoping to come across Ezra during this interaction, so to speak. And Balin basically tells her that he's going to fulfill his side. Basically, he's going to try to fulfill his side of bringing her to Ezra. But we find out in this episode he's trying to find a greater power that's there on this planet that they go to, and basically they reach their destination, and there's these three witches that they just start interacting with: Balin, Hattie, and Morgan. And basically it was them who helped call to Morgan in order for her to come and build this hyperspace ring and come to Dathomir and basically find Grand Admiral Thrawn there. And when they reach there, Sabine is with them. The witches know, there's three of them. They know that she's with the Jedi or is a Jedi. They can smell it on her, as they say, and they make these three balls kind of make a force rope around her, or something like an energy rope around her, and they lead her down the stairs into holding area as they discuss what they're going to do. And then we finally see Grand Admiral Thrawn make his first appearance, and they did really well on this. I will say again, I have more knowledge and know a little bit more lore with the first three movies and the prequels, but I'm pretty excited about this, and I'm sure if I'm pretty excited about seeing Grand Admiral Thrawn, I can only imagine how the people who are following the Clone Wars series and the Rebels series feel about finally seeing this brilliant tactician and strategist back to in the forefront. And a lot of the Star Wars fans who know all the history say that if Ezra never made them disappear, the Empire may have very well won the war, because that's how brilliant Thrawn is and how smart and clever he is. And he uses every aspect of a culture's knowledge and lifestyle against them, So he's beyond, as far as, like, you'd want him on your side, put it that way. And so they tell him, like, they have a prisoner, and he kind of is like, oh, I wasn't told about this or whatever, and they explain it's Sabine, and he's like, oh, okay, let's go see her. And basically he tells her he's not going to kill her when they have their first interaction after all those years of not interacting. She asks about Ezra, and he tells her she can leave and go find him, but he's dead. And he allows her to leave, and he basically tells her, though, just because I'm allowing you to leave doesn't mean you're coming back with us. You're getting stuck here, just like basically how I was stuck here. There's going to be no way of you warning anybody about anything, about any plans that we may have. And he lets her go, and she takes off in hopes to find Ezra. And in the meantime, Grand Admiral Thrawn, Morgan are loading up their cargo onto the hyperspace ring there, so then they can go back to the known galaxy and he can unleash his army and his forces. And basically he's told near the end that another's coming, and he knows it's Ashoka, and he basically has asked the witches to find out any information about her that he can use, and any information about her master or anything like that, so he can have a upper hand on her. And so we'll see finally how Ashoka reacts to finally seeing Grand Admiral Thrawn. And so that's where his part of the story ends. And we see Sabine finally coming across these cute little snail / turtle-like creatures. They have a shell that they can climb into and protect themselves that look like a big rock. And she's trying to talk to one and convince them that she's a nice person, and they finally see one of those symbols of the rebels on her or something like that, but he notices the insignia. And then a couple of his other friends that was still in hiding came out, and he explains to them in their language that he thinks she's with Ezra, because when she says Ezra, he goes, Ezra Bridger, the way he... So they lead her to their village, and they're like a nomadic tribe, these creatures, because at the end, they start packing up and getting ready to go to another area. But Sabine finds Ezra finally, and so we see Ezra for the first time in live action also in this franchise, not just this series, but in this franchise of Star Wars. And he's so happy. He's like, finally you found me. I can't wait to go back home. How did you find me? All these questions. And she's just like, let me just be happy that I found you, and I'll talk to you later about everything. Because he doesn't know, obviously, she is basically helping. And the only reason why she was helping Baylan was so she can find Ezra. But there was no real plan on going back now that she had. So now basically it's her and Ezra stuck on this planet in hopes of anyone finding them. And I'm assuming that Ashoka at some point is going to find them and stuff. And like I said, Baylan and Hattie are trying to find something different, or more Baylan, because he explains how he's looking for power, but not the power she suggested in concern with helping Grand Admiral Thrawn, because he said that power is just fleeting. It's only temporary. He's looking for a longer lasting power that's real power, but we still don't know exactly what it is he's looking for, because he says that it's calling to him on the planet Dabnamir that they're on now. And that's where that part ends too. So only a couple of minutes of Ashoka. The rest was very Sabine and Baylan Skull heavy, and that part of the story. And we get the introduction of Thrawn and Ezra Bridger here. I think that this was probably one of the more anticipated episodes, because people were finally getting to see some of their favorite characters come to real life. I was anticipating what was going to happen next in this episode, and I'd have to say that this was definitely a good episode. Not much action, but a lot of lore building and just reveals of what's to come. You know what I mean? Is Ashoka going to fight Thrawn? Is Ashoka going to fight Balin? Is she going to find Sabine and Ezra? Are they going to get stuck there? So a lot of questions for the next couple of episodes. I think there's only 2 more episodes left, so we'll see how this plays out. I'm thinking that next episode's going to end on a cliffhanger, and I hope it's not again, thinking someone's dead when they're not, because they already did that twice in this series. But it's definitely going to end on a cliffhanger, I think, to set up the season finale. I don't know if there's going to be a season 2 to this show, but this is supposed to all lead up into a major movie with The Mandalorian and Luke Skywalker and Rosario Dawson's character, Ahsoka, and stuff. So we'll really see how this plays out in the next couple weeks. Like I said, I thought this was one of the better episodes. I'll give this like an 8.5 for sure. Maybe even a 9. And yeah, that's my thoughts on it. You let me know down below if this lived up to what your hype was or not. You let me know whether you agree with what I'm saying or not. You like the show or not. But until next time, peace, Snookums.